Hello, what's up everybody? Well, what's up everybody? Sorry, it's Frankie here, and I'm back with another movie review. Now, when I first saw this movie, when I read about it, I was like, yeah, this movie is right on my alley. It sounds good, and oh my god, I was not disappointed. The movie, everything about this movie was brilliant. It's an hour and 20 minutes, but oh my god, did they make the most of it? It felt like they did more than that. It was probably one of the best acted films I've seen in a while. I mean, yeah, you got the Bullet Train down, but one of the best acted horror movies in a while. The movie is called Wake Up. It's about these activists that break into a store and start wreaking havoc and trying to prove their point. And there's a deranged security guard, and the security guard is a brother called Jack. Bear that in mind, you need to watch the movie first. Actually, watch the movie first and then come watch my video. I'm sorry my talking's all over the place. I'm just excited to talk about this movie. And yeah, I might miss some stuff out here because there's a lot of details into it. But wow, where do I start with the scene? So they break in and they come across this security guard when they get caught doing something. And well, it's actually started off with this guy called Kareem. And they have a paintball gun because Ethan told them to mess around, do paintballing because they already messed up the store enough. And the guy mistook the Jack security guard for one of them, which bad mistake. And that's when both security guards sort of intervene, and this psychotic security guard Kevin, he forces him to actually eat some of the blood and meat from the toilet, which Ethan made a mess of in the bathroom. And Emily sort of comes in and she has a phone and she's recording them, and she was saying, just leave him alone. I can tell you've been drinking, Jack, so stop. She doesn't know his name, but she can tell he's been drinking. And he tries to take her phone off her, and as he's trying to snatch the phone off her, she pushes him away, and he hits his head at the table, in the corner of the table. And you think he's dead, but no, not quite. And Kevin, who's that's his brother right there, gets mad at her, sort of bashes her against the wall. She goes into the floor, and he then begins to wrap her in a bag. Wow! And Kareem hides. He tries to look for him, and eventually, when he gets to him, he throws something. I think he has he makes some sort of weapon or something that look. He attaches a knife onto something, throws it, boom, right in his back, and he forces him to talk. He then gets the other activists to come in because he traps them in because he wants to take all of them out. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to remember every scene in this movie. And what he does, he's quite brutal, and they want to try and get out, and they try to escape. Yeah, wow. There's too much that goes in this movie. I'm sorry, there's really too much. And the scenes, especially the scene with when Grace gets trapped, and she sees Kareem all tied up. She gets trapped, and I think Yasmin frees him, and Grace gets trapped, and he can't go back for her. And you see a scene of Kevin accidentally stabbing his brother, and he tries to turn around because he thinks something's behind him. After, I think, was it Yasmin? Shoots the paintballs at him. They saw one, and boy, this is intense. And he sort of tries to trap them in again by saying, "Oh, Grace is losing a lot of blood, so rescue her." In the freezer, and the three go into the freezer. They try to free her, and as soon as they start freeing her, there was some acid. I think acid. I don't know what you call it. Some sort of thing that came. I don't think it was acid. I don't think it was anyway. Not that I know of. And yeah, and he sets up traps as well. It's a brilliant, well-made movie right here. And yeah, so they try and get her out, and I think Ethan wanted to actually suggest for Kareem to actually go out there and try and I think try and sacrifice. I don't know what they're trying to do there, but yeah, wow, this is madness. And after he pours the stuff out, after the stuff's been poured at them, there's pitch black, and you see Kevin just attacking them in the darkness. You can't see them, I bear in mind, this Kevin dude, this security guard, he is a hunter. He's a primitive hunter, so it fits well with the story. Oh my days, I'm honestly trying to remember the whole thing. It's just brilliant. I bear in mind, no one survives in this movie, which I thought there would have been a survivor. You think about it, was it 6 of them activists, there would be one survivor? There isn't. And that's a bit disappointing to me. And everyone does, yeah. Pat died at the end, so that's one thing. And then you see, Yasmin's, there's a scene where Yasmin's trying to call for help, but obviously he's removed all the communications. Wow. You see, she's trying to move the communications, and she's trying to call for help. And she eventually grabs something because Kevin's found her. And she stabs him in the eye with whatever the object was. And that because Grace is also blood, so she died from that. And she finally has the key. And she opens the doors, and a trap was set up for it, which she probably already knew was going to happen. And the trap comes in, boom, stabs her. Oh my god. And then pushes her back. And then you see this Kevin that just laying up. You probably think he's died. And then police come in. At the end of this, near the end of the movie, they see all the bodies there, and it's like, oh wow. I literally had so many, theories for these. So I literally was guessing different kinds of endings, because that's what I'm doing these when I watch these horror movies or any type of movie. I always guess to see if there's an obvious ending to it. Maybe it was all just. I was thinking in my head, what if it's all just act and the security guards have to get up because they're just trying to help them with their protest. It wasn't like that. Police come in, and literally all the bodies are there in a pile. I think it says death on them, on the masks. But the security guard there, I don't know. I think he probably did move on one of the commissioners afterwards. I don't know. Wow, and when it comes to it, there is one trap I forgot about, and that is the trap underneath, where there's some stuff where the cardboard boxes are at. And as you can see, a kid probably taking one box out, and the woman's trying to help him. I think it was his hair, sorry. It was a young girl trying to open it. Taking out the box, and you hear the click and boom, the knife goes into somebody. I've assumed the kid, which is kind of messed up. So yeah, wow. What can I say about this movie? It's incredible. I mean, I'm trying to think of other scenes into it. But the one thing that always gets me in these horror movies is I think the few of the characters finally were just thinking, they just realised, oh, the security had keys on them. I remember, we should go get them. Why? Now all of a sudden you think that? You just realise that now? You should have been checking security guard at the start. After that happened, you should have been checking him. Having the keys on him already, and yet, Yasmin had to look for the keys in the key box. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I can't even remember other scenes into it, but boy, it was brutal. Let me tell you, some of the scenes in it were absolutely brutal. He kept chucking that same weapon at somebody else too. And wow, boy, I mean, it was kind of one of those movies where, one of those movies where I don't feel sorry for the protagonists, because who were the protagonists? They came in, vandalized the place, and that's a crime, better man. So I didn't say deserve death necessarily, but that was a lesson being taught to him in a sense. And the security guard, I would say he was more or less. I don't think he would have behaved like that if that didn't happen, because it all started with, if Emily didn't do that with him, then I'm pretty sure I don't think he would resort to hunting. Probably he might have done, I don't know, but he was always planning to do that anyway. And yeah, it's kind of one of those things. But yeah, it's absolutely brutal. It really was. This whole movie had brutality written all over it. Yeah, I think that was a lesson to them, to be honest. The title was good. The acting, phenomenal. And wow, the voice acting too. The dialogue, brilliant. The scenes where he just was just brilliant. Absolutely phenomenal movie. And an hour and 20. I've seen movies longer than that haven't even been that good. And wow, this movie somehow. Is that Kevin dude? He sounds like the voice from Saw. I don't know if that actually is him that did the voice, or maybe just conveniently sounds like him. But that's what I gathered when he was trying to taunt them. But yeah, if you remember any, I just watched the movie, but I'm trying to remember. I've got a very good memory, bear that in mind. But I struggle to remember certain scenes in movies because there's just so much going on. Yeah, the scenes are brutal. Wow. Yeah, that, I don't think many people have heard this movie. I don't think that finally a horror movie that I haven't seen in a lot. I mean, I haven't seen a good horror movie in ages. When I read about this, it was right up my street. I thought it was going to be good. I was hoping it would be, because movies like this aren't that good. Bear that in mind. I've seen movies like this where there's bad acting, not really much crazy and horrorness go down it, but this was different. You know, and it kind of makes you think, especially those typical. It was a typical horror movie where the characters that are getting hunted always tend to not realize something. It's like, especially that one scene where Ethan tries to break the glass with the fire extinguisher, but it didn't quite work because I think they're like damage proof or something. Those strong double glazer windows, and Yasmin tries to get the fire alarm, trying to sound the fire alarm, but no, that didn't quite work because it disconnected everything. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what negative thing there is to say about this. I really don't know. Wow. You might have theories too about this movie anyway, about what's going on. But yeah, I pretty much I think Kevin, that character the most. Wow, he was crazy as hell. I think he acted that scene up perfectly, and it showed him with a flashback where he was roughing up a kid. When his brother said to him, "Look, you roughing up a kid, you shouldn't have done that, but I can't see what you're doing," because he was nearly about to get fired from his job, and that was more kind of a deal where he had to do that, shift anyway. But wow, I expected to be one security guard, but I didn't expect to see the security guard's face until at the end or whatever. I expected this to be one security guard watching them and hunting them down because he doesn't have activists. It would have been a good plot right there, but wow. Oh boy. Yeah, it's a highly recommended watch. It really is. I did have other movies in mind, but this one really takes a cake right here. It is a must watch. Short, sweet, 1 hour and 20 minutes is short for a movie, but the effort they put into it, immaculate right there. Absolutely immaculate. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't want to go on and on. If you pick out any more scenes that I missed out, please let me know and tell me what you think. Rating for this is going to be 10 out of 10. Flawless, perfect. One of those movies where there's no negatives. But 10 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share everyone know, subscribe and hit the notification below. So I'll see you in my next video.